Hey Adam,
Yep.
why is there a fucking dog on
I
your
told you.
screen?
I told you when I don't film in my mom's car, shit gets wild. I told you I can't control my environment.
So now
For
instead of the
those of
laptop
you,
on his lap,
so Adam, yeah, his screen, you can't see it, but I can. A dog just jumped up on his lap, started licking his face, and the dog's ass just took up the entirety of the screen. So all I saw was like Lassie.
He
Anyway,
demands his respect. All right. He does
okay.
what he wants. If I left him outside of my room, he'd be scratching and barking, and it's just not a good situation.
there you go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Movie Toast Reviews podcast. This is the part of the podcast where we talk about movies we've seen, even if none of us have seen any of them. As always, I'm here with my sidekick, Tommy.
Oh my God, this better not become a thing. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, and Adam.
Hey,
That's
welcome back.
right.
How's your diarrhea treating you? Is it better from last week?
It wasn't, I was working.
Wait. Say
That was
that
all
word
a
again.
farce.
Say that word again.
Go fuck yourself, sidekick Tommy.
No, it sounded like you said diarrhea.
Oh, I did. I don't know if
Wow,
you realize, but I say a lot of things incorrectly.
Anyway, so Tommy, did you see anything this week?
I saw one movie.
Did you see 4 movies? Because you're gonna show me.
No.
Because last week you talked right into the mic
Yes.
and you
To
told
you.
me that to
To
me.
you.
And I
Yeah.
listened to it like you told me to.
Yeah.
But I saw Guns Akimbo, and I had 2 rats in my theater, and I saw the Green Inferno, and I didn't like it either. I just did everything you guys did last week.
There you go.
I was at
Did you see all 4 of the movies I watched?
I was at the AMC Farfank with the rats.
I like how you took like the first letter of the place and then you just added like Burbank to it as a guess. I respect that.
I didn't even remember the real name.
Fairfank?
Yeah. What else was there? I don't know. A lot of stuff happened last week. I wasn't here, but no, I was working. Well, Tommy, what movie did you see?
I saw the 1986 cult classic called Crocodile Dundee.
Oh shit, I wanted to rewatch that too. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And I started the second one and haven't finished it.
What
But
about
I've
Crocodile?
seen all
Oh,
of
is
them.
that in Los Angeles?
No, that's what
that's
Cory
3.
asked. That's exactly what Cory asked. No, that's the third one. Yeah, the second one's in New York.
Okay,
against
that's not a
the drug
knife. This is
dealers.
a knife.
No, that's
Yeah.
the first one.
Terrible. I don't
That's-
fucking know. Well, no, he does that like on the subway. Some guy tries, or outside of a bar, some guy tries like robbing him with like a little tiny switchblade, and he's like, "Fuck no, here's my
That's in the
machete."
first one. I just watched it. It's in the first one.
I'm gonna tell you what I remember from 4 movies, and I'm counting that Super Bowl trailer.
It's no, but that's understandable because I get both the first and second movies mixed, and yeah. So the second one though is when they have the drug dealers in New York, and then he brings them back to Australia, and then they have to go into the outback and try to like burn them out with the smoke and fire and all that. But
Wait,
yeah.
the second movie takes place at an Outback Steakhouse on fire. That's pretty fucking hot.
Goodness.
So,
But
Tommy,
yeah,
did
first
you
one-
like Crocodile Dundee?
I loved it. Yeah, the first one was great.
I mean, I think everyone likes Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
What did you see, Adam?
Wait. Let's let Tommy talk about the movie, all right? Tommy, tell us about the movie. I don't know. Some people, you got to remember, a lot of our audience are probably a bunch of kids who've never heard of this movie.
So
Well, they've heard of RedTube, Pornhub, and jacking off. Apparently, you guys.
The movie is about a photojournalist. I guess she's a photojournalist, or maybe she's just a journalist. I don't know. She goes to Australia because she heard about a story of a crocodile man that was attacked, and he killed the crocodile and was crawled back. Excuse me, sorry. Crawled back to his town and lived to tell the tale about it. So she wanted to go meet him and do a news story of her own about him, and then she ends up going on a tour from his touring company that he has, a walkabout tours or something like that, whatever it's called. And she goes with him and finds out that she like loves the guy and decides to bring him back to New York to see how he would fare in the city life. And it's really funny. And actually, that in an interview, that's what gave Paul Hogan the idea to write the movie. So he wrote the movie based on, I wonder what, because he's from Australia, he wondered what he would like. He went to New York on a trip once and was like, man, I'm not used to this at all. And he's like, I wonder what it would be like if there was a movie about that experience. And so that's where that came from.
So is Paul Hogan mentally not there? Did he think like, well, I guess the character's not dumb. It's just different. All right. Never mind. I'm a fucking idiot.
But, and it led to, what was it? 3 other movies?
Yeah, 2. And then remember like 3 years ago, they had like a fake trailer that Danny McBride was his son, but it turned out to be a very elaborate Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, I remember that.
I really hope that would have happened.
Whatever happened to Paul Hogan?
He's actually
really
doing
old.
a new movie. Sorry, were you going to talk about that?
No.
Oh, yeah, this week actually, or maybe it was last week. There's going to be a movie that's loosely based on him playing himself. It's called like I have it
right here, The Very Excellent Mr. Dundee.
Yes.
Paul Hogan is reluctantly thrust back into the spotlight as he desperately attempts to restore his sullied reputation on the eve of being knighted.
This movie sounds about 30 years too late.
But yeah.
So this is a sequel to Dundee, it's the fourth Crocodile Dundee.
No, it's Hogan playing himself, but
it's kind of the way I took it from what I read is it's like Curb Your Enthusiasm. So he's playing himself, but he's playing a character that's himself. Does that make sense?
So this guy, he does Crocodile Dundee. I guess he does a TV miniseries called Anzacs in 85, Crocodile Dundee in 86, Dundee 2 in 88, and then he does like Almost Angel, Lightning Jack. He does a
Lightning
Flipper.
Jack was
He's in
great.
Flipper? I didn't know he was in Flipper. And he does Floating Away, then he does Crocodile Dundee. So Crocodile Dundee comes out in 2001. So that third movie is way too late. And that's already a problem.
Wait,
and
what came out in 2001? Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles?
The Los Angeles one.
Shit, that came out in 2001?
Yeah, so
Wow.
you got the first two in 86, 88, and then you get the third one in 2001, so that was already a problem. And then he does something called Strange Bedfellows in 2004, and he doesn't act for 5 more years. He does something called Charlie in Boots, doesn't act for another 6 more years, does 1 episode of a TV show called Open Slather, doesn't act for another 3 more years, and then he does like a small video short in 2018. That's Not My Dog in 2018. Hell if I know what any of this stuff is. And now he's doing the very excellent. So his career just like basically ended after
Oh, it's a big fizzle.
Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles because he does like nothing.
Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that you brought up his whole filmography because I'm giving myself a homework assignment for next week. I'm going to be reviewing the movie he did in 1994 called Lightning Jack. I saw that movie a long time ago, probably in 1994. And it's got Cuba Gooding Jr. in it. And he plays an Australian outlaw in the Wild West. And
That sounds vaguely familiar.
He's a bank robber, and Cuba Gooding Jr. plays a mute. He can't talk.
Huh.
So I'm going to watch that and review it next week.
All right.
I kind of want to dig up Paul Hogan and Miles O'Keefe and make a movie with them. That would be the greatest duo comeback film of all time.
I'm sorry, I don't know who is Miles O'Keefe.
Oh, well, you got to educate yourself on that one, Adam. Movie Toast ain't going to time to educate you on Miles O'Keefe.
Movie Toast will say, hey, I saw this movie. It was a red light. Hey, there's this new story about this casting. We don't know much about it. Welcome to Movie Toast News and Reviews. We're not going to tell you shit.
You know who else is in Lightning Jack? Beverly D'Angelo from the Vacation movies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Miles
I'm looking
O'Keefe
forward to that.
basically is an actor. He got like really big when he was 23 off of Tarzan. And then he does like a series of bad movies that ruin his career. Which one ruined his career? I think
Probably the Sword of the Valiant.
yeah, the Sword of the Valiant, which is being remade into the Green Knight again. Oh my
Review?
God, what a tangent! We went Crocodile Dundee all the way to Miles O'Keefe and Sword of the Valiant. I'm gonna stop. I want to talk about Sword of the Valiant for a second.
You know that's not going to make it into the episode again, right?
Sword of the Valiant. No, it was good. It's the Green Knight, and it's actually a really good movie in a bad kind of way. And they're remaking it all serious and as the Green Knight. And I don't know that they know that Sword of the Valiant exists. And they don't know that there's no way in hell anyone will ever take that storyline seriously ever again because of Miles O'Keefe and the Sword of the Valiant.
I feel like they have to know it exists.
Do they, though?
If you look at his IMDb profile picture, he looks like a convicted criminal that's like on death row or something.
Anyway, he does.
Probably is.
He did it in 2003. Then he does when he does the Sword of the Valiant, the Green Knight, and the Green Knight is played by Sean Connery. And then he does like B-list movies, like who's that guy that does B-list movies? John Travolta.
There's a lot of old '90s
Anyway.
celebrities doing B-list movies.
And then
Fuck,
he just
even
like
Bruce Willis.
Miles O'Keefe disappears in 2010, and we haven't seen him since. But
Okay.
actually, he kind of disappears in like 2001.
Yeah, I was
just
going
the
to say
same time as Crocodile Dundee. Because
I was going to say, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was going to say 2010 was a short, so
Yeah.
I don't think too many people saw King of the Road.
Oh,
Paul
dude, that's
Hogan-
my favorite movie ever. Number one on my list.
Paul Hogan and Miles O'Keefe both have done two things since 2001. One feature-length movie no one's ever seen. Not the same one. They just both did their own bad movie.
Right.
And a short. Not the same short, different shorts. But that's all they've done. So if you brought them back together and you made that thing, that would be amazing.
Out of our 50 listeners, if anybody knows either of these two men, have them get at us on our social media, which we don't even know what they're called.
Wait, Corey, I thought of it. You know who else needs to be in the movie?
Who?
Besides Miles O'Keefe
Steve Irwin's
and Paul
Ghost.
Hogan. No.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Shia LaFucking-Buff.
No,
No.
he had a comeback. He's back,
Yeah, but
baby.
he needs to
Shia
be
LaBeouf's
in the
coming
movie.
back.
He needs
No,
to
he
be in that
doesn't.
movie because it's going to be an independent movie, and Shia LaBeouf is like the king of independent movies right now.
Not
No,
really.
Shia LaBeouf's making a comeback. He's not in the same class of characters. You know?
No, if you were going to say someone like that, let's see. I would probably say someone who disappeared and hasn't been here in a while. Fuck. Can't even
Rita
say Martin
Hayworth?
Lawrence.
Rita Hayworth or Orson Welles?
Aren't they all
Orson
dead?
Welles is dead.
No, I know. I was
He's
trying to
reading
transition.
Adam. He's reading off what I watched this week.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched two noirs. I wasn't feeling new movies this week.
That's
I guess
okay.
we're gonna transition.
I'm the only one who actually knows how to see a new movie these days.
Yep.
What the? Look, I saw Out of the Past and The Lady from Shanghai, both 1947, both film noirs, both in 1:33, both in black and white. You know, I mean,
What's the premise for these guys?
they're both film noirs. They're both.
Yeah, no. What's the story? What's the lowdown?
So The Lady from Shanghai is Orson Welles. I almost said
No.
Miles O'Keefe. Is Orson Welles. He's an Irish guy, and he finds this chick, and she turns out to be the femme fatale. That's what it is.
There you go.
She's the femme fatale, and she's got like a dark past, and her like lover hire him to like do this fake kill thing, and it's a film noir, so it's convoluted, and he gets played as a sucker. And then at the end, the girl who's Rita Hayworth and her husband, who's like the main bad guy, who's Everett Sloan, they end up killing each other in this like pretty famous House of Mirrors scene where
Ooh.
all three of them are in there, and they're all appearing like multiple times, and they can't see each other. And then anyway, it's a pretty interesting noir because at the end, Orson Welles escapes and gets away, and he like learns his lesson. And that's kind of unusual for film noirs because people normally end up dead in film noirs.
I like how
Run.
I was saying, hey, let's explain what Crocodile Dundee is because we have kids. And you're like dropping like Rita Hayworth and fucking Orson Welles.
Orson Welles.
I said
That's kind of like what I don't know. I was just in one of those moods. Like I need to watch real actors for a second.
Yeah.
Like out of the past, Robert Mitchum is a private eye, tries to escape. He escapes to like Old Pine or something. Or like Bishop, like one of those small towns on the way to Mammoth. If you've ever driven from LA to Mammoth to go snowboarding,
Never.
and
Nope.
and he used to be a private eye, and he escaped this lover, and it's an old film noir convoluted story. And Kirk Douglas is the bad guy in that one. So
Oh.
yeah, and then Kirk Douglas ends up getting killed by the femme fatale, and then the femme
Spoiler. No, I'm just kidding.
fatale kills
Yes.
Robert Mitchum.
60, 70 years ago.
Anyway, so
Turned
Jane
into a
Greer's
cheat.
the femme fatale in Out of the Past. Robert Mitchum's the private eye guy who gets like, so Jane Greer kills Robert Mitchum, and then Robert Mitchum kills her, or she died. Oh, then the cops kill her, and so everyone dies at the end of that. That's more of a classic film noir, and I just felt like watching some like real actors and some like real movies shot on some real film this week, and I didn't really
Nice.
want to watch Guns Akimbo.
Dude,
But then I
Robert
ended
Mitchum was the narrator for Tombstone.
I love
There
how
you
you had to
go.
interrupt that just to say
Right.
that.
I tried to
Tombstone's a
find
good one.
I tried to find a space in between, and that was the only space I could find. My bad. Go ahead.
That's because I mumble and talk a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
podcast, so that makes sense to do it.
You're not supposed to say yeah. When I say something negative about
I
myself,
mean,
you don't need to
no.
reinforce that negativity.
oh, he was in Scrooged. I love that movie.
Tommy, you just want to give us his whole filmography right now? We're just going to turn the show into filmography of people nobody have ever heard of.
Kirk Douglas.
I was doing that so that people that listen are like, who the fuck is Robert Mitchum? I'll be like, oh, he's been in Scrooged, if you've ever seen that. Then I got to go look through Scrooged and see if I can find something that people would remember that movie from.
This is why you're a great sidekick, because you're always ready for
Oh, my
answering
God.
questions.
Tell everybody that Kirk Douglas was in Spartacus. No? Okay.
No, I don't need to because you just did.
Yeah. I also saw Guns Akimbo, which you guys talked about last week, and I don't think I need to talk about it. It's a little too
we
silly
want to
for
hear
me.
your take about it.
Yeah, we want to hear your fresh take, sir.
I watched it for Radcliffe. It's a little too silly for me. Especially in the mood. I was in a film noir mood this week, and then I watched Guns Akimbo. It's like, okay. You know, these over the top video game type movies, like, I don't know, Sucker Punch, Guns Akimbo, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, you know, even like maybe the second Kick-Ass, they're just a little too over the top for me. Like, they're good, they're fun, they're ridiculous, but I just never find myself caring if, you know, anything, you know, happens or whatever.
Fair enough.
There's no stakes.
I came up with a Guns Akimbo question for you guys because I haven't seen it. I probably will see it eventually, and then I can give my take on it. But when he wakes up and the guns are nailed to his hand or whatever, or hand nailed to the guns, does he physically react to how much pain he's in, or
he's waking up as they're doing it to him.
Is he screaming and stuff, or is he just like oblivious to the pain? Did they give him a bunch of painkillers or something?
No, these guys are just total like crazy guys. They just full on go. He just kind of freaks out for a second or so.
Because I saw the picture of the guns on his hands. That looks extremely painful. And I just wanted to know if they brought that, or if it's not important.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I could be wrong. What do you think, Cory?
I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
And that's why you're a great host. You don't listen.
My question was, do they show how much pain he's in with the guns being nailed to his hands, or is that just not important enough to make?
It's not important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's kind of why the movie's kind of ridiculous.
All right.
You know, like he'll go like he's like, I gotta piss, but like he doesn't pay attention to the guns drilled through his hands. Like,
no, he does. He does. At that whole time, he's like, "Oh, don't shoot your dick! Don't shoot your dick! Don't shoot your dick!"
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not really paying attention to the pain and He's talking like, "Don't shoot my dick." Like, that's really funny. But like, if someone screwed guns to my hands, and I see I'm getting to the realm of believability, and this movie's ridiculous, so I'm wasting my energy and time. But I feel like if I woke up and someone had drilled a gun through my hand, I think I would have pissed myself right there in that moment.
True.
Right? Maybe that's a little bit more accurate. Maybe it's funnier too. Maybe he just wakes up and he starts peeing.
I mean, they make a point when Nyx comes. She's like, "Oh, go take a shit before I kill you," because people shit right after they die, and I don't want to deal with that. But yet, like you said, he didn't piss when he like woke up with fucking bolts and guns in his hands.
I also feel like I could get the guns out of my hands.
Yeah, if you worked hard enough, yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess in this world, I don't know. What was that movie? This movie reminded me of that one with James Franco.
Nerve.
Little Franco.
Him and Emma Roberts. Nerve.
Yeah, Nerve.
When he's on the motorcycle and stuff, and you gotta do tasks.
Yeah, like social media come to life, and it goes over the top and becomes like a murder fest type thing. Yeah. Nerve. I think Nerve was actually better than this, but you know, it reminded me of that, and I don't got much to say about any of these movies.
Okay.
What did you see, Adam, this week?
All right, so I was going to see a lot more, but I didn't. So I saw this one movie called Emma. It's based on a Jane Austen novel starring Anna Taylor-Joy. I love her and all the stuff she's done. And this movie's getting some big buzz, I thought. And I was riding the high of Little Women. And this movie kind of let me down. My favorite part was Bill Nighy, or Nighy, however you pronounce it. He was in it, and he's a pretty good guy. Has a great cast, but overall, I was kind of dozing off a little bit here and there, and I felt really bad because there were some snores coming, and there was people sitting all around me. So I'd say it's not my cup of tea, but maybe it might be your cup of tea. So I'll say Yellow Light. Check it out if it's on TV or some shit someday.
Do you like Jane Austen?
No.
What was that one where it's basically the story of Emma in Beverly Hills in the 90s?
Clueless.
Clueless. Do you like Clueless?
Oh, I like Clueless, yeah.
So this is the origin of that Clueless movie?
Well, it's kind of the similar type of thing, just back in like Victorian England. And
so the people that wrote Clueless got their influences from this story.
Yes.
Yeah. They ripped it off. They changed the setting.
Made it modern.
Anyway, that's kind of cool. Any Jane Austen fans on here? I mean, normally this is the shittiest podcast. I don't really think it's the aristocratic pinky out tea podcast.
Well, I really enjoyed fucking Little Women. That sounded weird. It sounds like I like to fuck midgets. I really enjoyed Little Women, so I thought I'd like this because people said it's kind of a contemporary style movie like that, but it was not. So yeah, if there's any Jane Austen fans, please tweet at us at MovieToastCast on Twitter. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you like to have sex with little ladies too. I don't know. Get at us.
What the fuck?
You said the M word, man. You can't say the
M
word.
What midget? Little person?
There it goes again.
Don't bait me. All right, so up next I saw the Netflix original movie Spencer Confidential, starring Mark Wahlberg, Alan Arkin, Clark Duke. Not Clark Duke. That's the guy.
Clark Duke?
No, I was wrong.
Oh man,
I had his name all day.
That's a bummer.
Winston Duke from Us and
Black Panther.
It has Eliza Schlesinger, Mark Maron, a whole slew of people, and it's directed by Peter Berg. I really had high hopes for it. It takes place in Boston and stuff, and
I wanted to see this. I wanted to see this till I found out it's a comedy. So what did that bring, Adam, to the?
Well, that
is
actually.
It though?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, there's definitely more comedy. Normally, Peter Berg movies are kind of action-packed and intense, and this was kind of more watered down, which was interesting. And I always enjoy seeing Mark Wahlberg doing comedy because he does one action, one comedy, and he goes back and forth. And I mean, overall, it was a fine movie, but I wouldn't have been happy if I went to the theater to see it. I just watched it at home. So I'd say it's a yellow light. If you want to have a little laugh, you want to see a little action, see some great cast members, you can check it out.
Oh, he directed Lone Survivor?
Yeah, he's done a lot of Mark Wahlberg movies.
I've just looked at his face right now. He's been an actor too. He's acted in a lot of movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, if you're gonna go watch a Mark Wahlberg comedy, Adam, do you have a different Mark Wahlberg comedy that you would recommend to the viewers out there?
I mean, oh god, on Netflix right now you can watch The Other Guys. I really enjoyed that.
Other Guys is so good.
Yeah, I also love some Ted. Ted's always good.
Yep.
Daddy's Home 2 I like a lot more, but that's a Christmas movie. I don't know, I just feel like he's a pretty good comedic actor, and when he does action stuff, he's really great at that. But he's just a versatile guy.
You know what movie I liked him in a lot, and I don't know if other people liked it as well. The Gambler. I thought he did a really good job in that movie.
I really wanted to like that movie.
Oh, no.
That was Mark Wahlberg's great, but that was a bad movie.
Yeah.
I like
even
the way it was
John
shot.
Goodman couldn't save it.
I really wanted that movie to be good too. I was like, I'm ready for the new Rounders. And
Yep.
I wanted Pain and Gain to be good with him.
I love Pain and Gain.
Are you serious?
Oh,
I fell
no.
asleep twice.
I went to the
two different
premiere
cities.
of that movie. That movie was great, man.
I fell asleep twice. Ugh.
Oh, that cast: Anthony Mackie, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Rob Corddry. Oh God, Wahlberg.
I wanted Transformers: The Last Night to be good. With
I didn't even see that one, man.
Did I, Adam?
Oh, okay.
I
normally
stopped
I'll see
watching.
anything.
I stopped with the Transformers movies. I know we're gonna go off tangent again, but like I watched the first one because it was all the hype, and I was like, serviceable.
Yeah.
And it was 2006, so like everybody could still get impressed by computer generated effects back then. Till I think about 2011, then we really just like were fed up with that shit. And then I saw the second one, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm done with LaBeouf. I'm done with this franchise." Then I watched the third one. I was like, "Oh no, Megan Fox. Maybe this will change it up." It didn't. It just went downhill some more. Then I watched the fourth one because I was like, Mark Wahlberg can save this, and he couldn't. And I was like, LaBeouf's not in it anymore, thank goodness. And then this fifth one came out, and I was like, no.
I did the same thing. My favorite part of that first Mark Wahlberg one was when Mark Wahlberg's like, "It's a transformer," and it's like, what? Nobody knows what a transformer is. What the fuck are you talking about, Mark Wahlberg?
I love your reaction, Corey. You're like, I saw the fifth one, and I was just like, no.
Although, I will go on record saying Bumblebee was a really good movie.
I never saw it.
It's not a Transformers movie.
It is.
Ooh.
No, it's not.
There's a debate.
No, Bumblebee
It
is a
resets the
Stranger
movies.
Things Spielberg 80s knockoff movie that takes place in the 70s.
But out of all
Hey, Corey,
the
what is
fucking
Bumblebee?
Transformers,
What is Bumblebee?
What do you mean, what is Bumblebee?
he's
What
an
is he?
Autobot.
Yeah, and what is an Autobot?
A car.
It's a
I'm
robot.
trying to bait you into answering it. He's a Transformer, so therefore it's
Well,
a
he's
Transformer
not.
movie.
It's not really a Transformers movie.
I think it's even called Transformers Bumble. No, it's not. All right.
Is
I'm
it an
gonna-
origin?
No, it's not. It's no.
Yeah.
Guys,
No, it restarts the movie. The
Bumblebee
series.
is a shameless cash grab on the trend of remaking Spielberg movies from the 80s.
You shut your lips.
Oh, wait. This is deja vu all over again.
What do you mean?
What?
Deja vu's not anything like these movies.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
deja vu, the concept, because you
Denzel
said
Washington's
that
not
exact
in this.
sentence about another movie that tried to do that exact same thing.
Well, I'm gonna keep saying it as long as
Every
people
time-
keep trying to
time
do it.
happens. Ooh,
All
Eliza
right.
Schlesinger's in it.
I said that, yeah, and she's really good, surprisingly.
I would
Like I've never
still,
seen her act before.
I would
She's cute.
still take a Transformers GI Joe mashup.
Oh, in a
You
heartbeat.
hear that, Paramount Viacom? There's a good idea for you. You
I'm
don't.
pretty
have
sure they are
money.
listening too.
You're
so, yeah.
welcome. That would be sick as shit. You could have Mark Wahlberg and The Rock be there, and then they could both be like, "I'm the toughest," and then the robots come in. They're like, "No, we're the toughest."
And then it would end up being a Pain and Gain sequel
No,
with
it wouldn't.
robots.
Oh wait,
with
you're right.
robots. Yeah.
What else do you see, Adam? Or should we
All
just
right.
continue to bullshit?
No, I think I can cram it all in right now. All right. Also, I saw Disney Pixar's Onward, starring Tom Holland.
That
and
should have been our
Star-Lord.
opener. What
No,
do you-
I want to bait people. I want them to wait till the
What
end.
are
to
we
hear the good
talking
stuff.
about? Crocodile Dundee.
Because you asked me first.
So this movie is about. It's set in a world where there's magic, there's magical creatures. They're living in a normal society. They gave up magic, and they just have technology. But there's these two brothers who find a staff, and they can bring their father back for one day. but they only bring half of him back, which is his feet. And they go on this wacky misadventure with the feet, kind of like Weekend at Bernie's type of setup. And they try to find this other amulet so they can bring the rest of the dad back. I want to bullshit you here and act like I really know everything, but I fell asleep a bit. So I gotta see it again.
Oh my god!
But from what I saw, it was delightful.
Are you a narcoleptic or whatever?
I don't know. Probably.
I think he is.
No, I
You
get
should
up really early in the. I think I have diabetes, and I eat a lot of
Wow,
sugar
that's
when I go to the
dark.
movies. It's not a joke, but I was awake for a lot of it.
You should see one less movie a week and get a good night's sleep one night of the week.
Ooh.
I don't know what that's like. So anyways, it just doesn't have the same sense that all the other Pixar movies have. Like, it just felt like it was rushed, and I don't know. I got to see it again. I'll be honest with you, but I'd say it's a yellow light, personally.
So let me ask you this, because everyone will know based off of what you answer. Okay, is it an Up, Wall-E, Toy Story, Finding Nemo, or is it a Good Dinosaur, Cars 2?
No. It's not those.
Wait,
shitty
let him finish. Let him
qualifiers.
finish the question.
Finding Dory.
Finding Dory, I liked more than Finding Nemo. Anyway, it's more or less on the up and up, like those other movies you said in the beginning.
It's good, like the best
Yes.
ones, like the
Yeah.
best of the best.
It's like it's above Cars, it's above The Good Dinosaur, but it's just not fully there. I'm not gonna
Okay,
lie. I did
so
cry at
Cars
the end of
1,
it.
is it like Cars 1
I
territory?
fucking hated Cars 1, so I
Is
can't
it
say
like
yes.
Oh.
I'll say it's better than Up. I felt
Wall-E?
like Up
No,
was
it's
better.
not. Is it
Okay.
okay?
Nothing's
Inside Out, which one's better?
I like Inside Out better.
Okay, so we know.
Wall-E.
I don't fully remember Wall-E, and that's weird because it's my dog's name, but not spelt like Wall-E in the movie.
Wall-E.
But I did see one other movie really quick. I
Okay.
saw a movie that I was kind of hoping Tommy would see because the only reason I saw it was because Tommy talked it up. Tommy's like, "Oh, this is going to be a Best Picture nomination." I saw
Oh, God.
The Way Back, starring. I was going to say starring Ben Stiller, starring Ben Affleck, and I didn't want to see this movie. I only saw it because Tommy talked it up, and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll see it." And it was pretty damn good.
Oh! I
But
haven't
no,
seen it
no,
yet.
it's not award qualifying good. It was just
Really? You don't
Yeah.
think so?
No, not at
I
all.
asked Tommy if he had seen that movie, and he said he was going to, had an opportunity, and chose not to see
Yeah,
it.
Tommy's a shitty person. I do a movie review podcast, but I tell Dad, no, I won't see that movie I really want to see. Fucking, you're despicable.
Oh, I just
pretty
had a
much
really
this is
busy
kinda
weekend
like-
this weekend.
Yeah, excuses. This is kind of like a watered down version of Casey Affleck's movie Manchester by the Sea. Not as intense, but Ben Affleck really does bring the shit here. Like, he filmed this movie 2 days after he got out of alcohol rehab, and you can kind of tell, like, he's given a great performance here, but it's just,
Doesn't his character drink?
yeah. But then he
Whoa.
stops drinking, and you find out the reason why he does drink, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
Right. Yeah.
Overall, I'd
we saw it
say,
in the trailer.
oh, I don't fucking know. I didn't watch the trailer.
Do you think it's a green, yellow, or red light?
It's a green light. You don't get to see it in the theater, so I guess it's a yellow light. But it's a good movie.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear it's a good movie. I'm sure some of us will also be seeing Onward and what's it called? Basketball Ben Affleck?
The Way Back.
Way back.
Yeah, that's what Basketball Ben Affleck.
Jesus.
Well, we're out of time. Also, by the way, on a side note, I saw Song of the South this week. Racist as hell. Good movie. Can that exist in this world? I don't know. But I decided to just drop it here at the end and not talk about it in our actual thing. Hey, everybody, have a good night. Everyone say good night. Tommy, Adam, say good night.
Yeah, whatever. Good night.
I love you too, Tommy. We'll see you next week, everybody.
And then what did Tommy say last week? Skibbity wibbity.
No, Snoochie
Snoochie
Boochies.
Scuba da woo.
What?